wait then. Lee Smith will sight the ball on the halfway mark and get ready to kick us off here and get us under the way, and we are off here at Heywood Road. This kick from Lee Smith then goes into the hands of Chris Hankinson, and Chris Hankinson picks that up and is ready to run that back from the kick. We see play continue then in the opening stages of this one. Currently around about 15 metres in from the main stand side as Swinton pass the ball along the line, hitting the ball through Jack Hansen there. Jack Hansen manages to get wrapped up in a tackle there, picked off by Cameron Smith as play moves towards the Jim Burton start, just over the 40 metre line on the third tackle. And now we'll see Andy Braycheck take his first drive of the afternoon, and again always a tricky customer. So again, Bradford will have to be on their toes when it comes in relation to Andy Braycheck, but the referee gives a penalty and says Bradford were offside, so the first penalty of the afternoon already awarded to Swinton. And again, he's having a quick word saying, look, if you don't get back, I'm going to give you, I'm going to penalise you, Mark. And
well, that's not what you want, Pete, in the first opening embers of the game. And you've got to get back on side. You're going to be fitter. You're going to watch what you're doing. It's all part of the mental toughness you're going to have, and not allow Swinton to have too much field position.
So Bradford going to have to defend now as Swinton quickly managed to get up towards the Bradford Bulls 10 metre line. Andy Braycheck, centre park, will be wrapped up by Colton Roach and Damien Surnan and Liam Kirk in there to make sure that he's not going any further. And again, Swinton will be looking, and we see where he scored in the opening minute from Andy Braycheck, managing to receive the ball back and basically just brushing aside James Bentley. And what a bad start here, Mark, for the Bradford Bulls.
It's a terrible start for the Bradford Bulls. With a couple of minutes gone, and versus the first handling of the ball, Swinton has scored at ease. A penalty, they kicked it some 20-30 metres upfield. They moved it back inside through 3 or 4 players of hands, played the ball 3 times, and they just buried their way over about 10 metres to the right-hand side of the Bulls post. Very easy, strong running, defending on your heels. When you defend on your heels, you don't get your adrenaline pumping and put your shoulder in, then it doesn't hurt the opposition, and they think it's easy, and that's what it was. Very, very easy.
Well, Andy Braycheck just brushed the St Helens bound James Bentley there. He just absolutely swatted him off as if it was a fly mark. You know, as if you'd sort of like knock a fly or a bee out of the way.
Well, Andy Braycheck's been around a long time, and he's a rotund player. He's a sort of player that will play aggressively. You've got to meet that aggression with aggression, and but we don't have that in the Bradford pack these days. I mean, at one time nobody dared mess with the Bradford pack. These days it's quite easy because people don't. For me, people just don't respond to that. You've got to back down there. If I was a packman playing for Bradford, I'd want to go back down there and respond to that and hit it hard into the Swinton pack.
Chris Hankinson then, the number 3, the centre for Salford, converts that one. That pushes Salford out to on a score on the Providence scoreboard. Now reads Swinton Lions 6, Bradford Bulls 0 after 3 minutes gone of this one here at Heywood Road. Lee Smith then places the ball on the centre spot. Lee Smith will take the kick. The kick goes deep. That will find the Swinton fullback Jack Hansen, wrapped up by Damien Surnan. The few of the oohs and ahs there from the fans thinking that that's a bit high. Bradford again through Colton Roach and James Bentley wrap up Ilias Bergal of the Swinton Lions, and now we see Sam Barlow in possession for Swinton. As Swinton managed to make easy yards there, Mark, up the park towards the Bradford Bulls 40 metre line. Mark, that was so easy on the 4th drive.
Well, it is, and you know, when you're approaching in meterage on you, you've got to muscle up in defence. A and B markers will take the lead and move up very, very quickly. Our defensive line is going to be more switched on.
So 5th and last tackle then sees a kick from Swinton. Johnny Campbell will return and pick that one up. His first run of the afternoon then. This will be the first possession that Bradford have really had in this game. Manages to get to the 30 metre line, plays the ball, then brings in Ilias McCarney.
The worry for me, Pete, is that, you know, we're only 4 minutes into the game, 5 minutes into the game, and walking back there from that run from Johnny Campbell, walking back into the line, Liam Kirk and and Cameron Smith didn't look up for it, and the Bradford Bulls have got to get up for this one.
Oscar Thomas then, centre field, just manages to take a pass from Damien Siren and manages to hold on to that. Prior to that we saw a run from Cameron Smith to bet the Bradford Bulls to just shy of the halfway line. Bradford Bulls on the 5th and last tackle then in the centre of the park. Scotty Moore hits Corey Aspen. Corey Aspen puts up one of these nice high spiral testing kicks. That's picked out by Jack Hansen, the Swinton fullback today, and he's eventually wrapped up by Liam Kirk and Oscar Thomas to get the play back underway for Swinton. Swinton in possession then, now up to their own 20-metre line in the centre of the park, managing to move the ball towards the Jim Birtle stand, as Bradford having to muscle up in defence, and certainly Bradford need to get out of the starting blocks a little bit quicker if they're to take anything out of this. Gaps appearing on the side. Johnny Campbell now Johnny Campbell showed a bit of pace there, Mike, to close the gap that had opened.
Well, that'll give Bradford Bulls a lift. Swinton patting their man on the back, but he's got some pace as Robinson, and a slightly slower winger would have been caught out. But Johnny Campbell showing his determination to not only tackle him but to drag him into touch, which means the Bradford Bulls will get the ball back. When I'm looking at the Bradford front row, it doesn't look as if they mean business today. They've got a Kirk and Cameron Smith have got to play like rugby league forwards. You're going to spit fire and want blood from your opponents, and you've just got to get in there and make it really happen.
So ball comes out of the scrum. Bradford in possession. Sees Ellis McCartney take a little step to the left and then back on the right. Manages to get inside the Swinton half. Damien Siren takes his first drive of the afternoon. Gets the Bradford Bulls to the 40th metre line inside the Swinton half. Scott Moore from acting half hits Oscar Thomas to Lee Smith. Lee Smith manages to get the ball out to Leela Hallis-Finkley. Leela Hallis-Finkley is wrapped up then for a two-man tackle. That sees the ball move back inside now for Oscar Thomas. Manages to evade that first tackle and eventually picked up by Luke Waterbuck, the Swinton hooker. Liam Kirk then will take this drive on the 4th tackle. That sees Bradford now on to the just shy of the 20-metre line. 5th and last tackle. Oscar Thomas puts a little kick across the park. That will bounce and go. That will be possessed back to Swinton. Mark, a little bit lacking idea again on the layer.
Well, on the last tackle, the option is not good. It lacked a little bit of thought, did that, and it went over the dead ball line, which means that Swinton tapped and restarted, and they have done on the 20-metre mark. And I just, that should have gone a bit more into the corner. There should have a little bit more thought went into that last tackle option.
So Swinton then currently attacking the Bradford line, sitting around about 5 metres shy of the halfway. Now force their way into Bradford's half of the field, just shy of the 40-metre line, and eventually caught with an error there this Swinton. That's a knock-on. So the referee getting a signal from his touch-shoot, and now that will see Bradford with the scrum and the possession in the opening stages of this one, and Bradford now are going to have to certainly start looking and playing a bit smarter, Mark, if they're going to get anything from this in this opening stages. They certainly need to be testing Swinton a little bit more.
The 10 minutes gone and it's Swinton 6, Bradford 0, but Bradford haven't put Swinton under any pressure. The longer a game goes on and your opponents don't appear to be getting on top of you, the more your confidence grows. Bradford are going to hit back at Swinton now really quickly with something special to make Swinton have to defend, have to work hard, have to make them think about what they're going to have to do in this game. They're up against some real opposition.
Well, Bradford will get the pudding at the scrum. This will be the perfect opportunity for them to certainly put a marker down in the opening stages, as the boys from Chavs Corner are here in full voice, letting the Bradford team know that they're here to support them. Damien Siren then takes the ball on the first drive, the other side of Bradford, and manages to claw his way into the Swinton half. Scott Moore hits Colton Rhodes, first one, manages to get those big legs with his pumping and manages to claw his way closer to the 30-metre line inside the Oldham half. Bradford from Corey Aston will go searching. Corey Aston is eventually wrapped up about 15 metres in from the Jim Birtle stand side, as Bradford still with the ball in hand. Ball now to Ellis McCartney. Ellis McCartney is wrapped up Bradford sit around about 15 metres shy now of the Swinton try line. Corey Aston will come across the park, heel at Cotton Roach. Cotton Roach will look to offload, but no support play there, so Swinton wrapping up quite easily on that tackle. The referee's going to stop the clock as Carlton Roach looks to have picked up an injury mark. I'm not too sure what happened there, but he certainly looked to offload and then twisted back on himself, and I wonder if that twist has done his ankle, Mark.
Well, it looks like a lower leg injury for Carlton Roach, and he put a big drive in there, and Bradford Bulls about 18 metres away from the Swinton line, probably a couple of metres to the right hand side of the post. Good field position for Bradford, but this will give the players a chance to get some water on board, and Swinton are doing just that. Some instructions on. The referee rightly stopped the game because the player hasn't got up off the floor. Looks like a lower leg injury, an ankle or something like that. Let's hope it's not too serious for Bradford, because they've got lots of injuries already, and whilst they've got a good bench out there, they don't need any more injuries. And Cotton Roach has been one of the better players for the team this season, you would suspect. And when I say suspect, I'm saying that really with all due respect, because the league position we're in tells you that we haven't played well as a unit all year, but there you go.
Right, well, Cotton Roach gets up, then he plays the ball. The ball goes to Corey Aston. Corey Aston then hits Lee Smith. Lee Smith with a little kick. That will see Swinton knock the ball dead. So Bradford will get possession back on this play, and again, we'll look to ask questions of this Swinton defence. So Swinton there slightly caught napping. That's going to work in Bradford's favour once we get the dropout mark. And again, now it's how Bradford set themselves from this set and go and ask a couple of questions of this Swinton defence. I think that it's going to be no good taking Swinton on in the middle of the park. They've certainly got
no, I don't think the Bradford pack's good
either side of the ruck.
No, I think the Bradford pack needs to do the job and get the meterage in, but they're not going to win it down the middle. They're going to win it on the flanks there. You can see that already. The game is set. It's going to be the Lee Smiths of this world, the Johnny Campbells, the Thomases, the Corey Astons that are going to win this game for Bradford. The packs are evenly matched, so you probably give the upper hand in experience to Swinton.
Well, we see Carlton Roach get back up then and play the ball recovered from in, and the ball goes out to the far stand side as Vila Howard Beaches is eventually wrapped up over on the far stand side. The ball comes back then through Damien Sirinen. Damien Sirinen sits around about 5 metres shy of the try line. Scotty Ball will go one way from the ruck and then jump back on the inside trying to get some yards. The ball's still live, but that will see an error from Bradford as Elias McCartney comes up with a knock on. That will hand possession to Swinton. He's given that back to Bradford now.
Well, he has. Did you say that came off a Swinton hand? I think the referee's got that wrong, quite frankly. I think that should have been a scrum head and feet to Swinton, but right in the far corner, 70 metres from here, he's there, so you're going to say his linesman's there. You're going to say that it probably came off a Swinton player, but I couldn't see it. But Bradford will have the scrum about 7 metres out and about 15 metres to the right hand side of the Swinton post.
Well, Bradford in possession then. Can they get and force an opening in this Swinton try line as Damien Sirinen goes towards their sticks? A great run there from Damien Sirinen, and now we see Bradford come up with an error. That sees the Swinton players applaud one another, Mark, and again an error at a crucial point of the game when Bradford looks set to score.
Well, Damien Sirinen will always look the most dangerous player so far in this game. I've been 15 minutes gone as far as Bradford are concerned. Lee Smith's playing a lot better this week, just distributing the ball quite well out to the flanks. But Jeff Tuvey, wow, what a painful ride he's had here at Bradford. They're over the line, they drop the ball. Swinton patting themselves on the back for a good tackle, but quite frankly, it wasn't a particularly good tackle from Bradford or from Swinton. It was more that the Bradford player lost the ball.
Well,
and now they're offside.
We see Swinton then with the ball get another penalty for Bradford being offside, and it's again penalty, error as we look at this one, Mark, and it's certainly getting to be a little bit more worrying and a little bit more gritty with the player that's out there. That Swinton again are going through this niggly, grubby kind of play, etc.
Well, you've got to meet fire with fire, and then you're going to then really get the halfbacks to take the ball to the line and to let the centres finish off the job.
So Swinton then will come up the park and manage to get their way inside the Bradford are as they manage to get to the 40 metre line of this Bradford Bulls team. And again, Swinton on the 5th and last tackle then wrapped up by Damien Kirk and Johnny Campbell. That will see a kick go towards, and that bounces, so Swinton let that bounce, quite happy to let that bounce. Swinton will keep possession on the fifth and last, a little kick over the top. That's not forward, and Bradford there very, very lucky, Mark, that didn't stay inside the pitch, inside on the field of play, and the bounce just beat the Swinton attacking player.
Well, the problem you've got is that Bradford are asleep, quite frankly. The shape and structure on the far right-hand side there was a gap between the standoff half and a centre of about 30 metres. Swinton spotted that. Bradford's shape and structure defence is not there, and quite frankly the motivation to win's not there. They've got to snap out of this sleepwalk and get, because it's just penalty, mistake, and Swinton, who are only a mediocre side, are taking advantage of it.
Well, we see now a penalty to Bradford as Swinton penalised for, again, another little bit of pinning down and holding down at the play of the ball. It didn't allow Bradford to get up and play. Anyway, Bradford now will get us on the front foot, and now inside the Swinton half through Damien Surnan, and managing to get up towards the 30-metre line. He's still going. He manages to get round about 25 metres away from the Swinton try line, and Bradford are given another penalty for a head-eye shot. And this is exactly what we spoke about, Mark, that this game is going to be niggly, it's going to be grubby, and Bradford are going to have to be careful.
Well, you know, the referee has the power in his hands to control the game totally, and what he's going to do, if he believes head-eye tackle was head-eye and dangerous, he's got to send the player off to the sin bin. If you don't do that, the players know they can get away with it. It will happen time and time again. Bradford are relegated now. Swinton are fighting for their lives. Rightly so, they will do anything to win, and if that involves infringing, impeding, and I would do exactly the same if I was a player out there. It's up to the referee to stop it.
Well, we've seen a succession of penalties for both teams, really, but in the last few moments we've seen Bradford certainly benefit from 3 penalties, Mark. That's taken them down inside the Swinton half. As we get the play back underway, Liam Kirk in the centre of the park manages to get the Bradford Bulls on the front foot there. Now Bradford, what can they do here? Scotty Moore is Colton Roach with a lovely drive. It's Oscar Thomas there out to James Mendika. James Mendika is wrapped up in a tackle of the Swinton pack. But Bradford here, Carlton Roach will look to go in, and the referee says that Carlton Roach is held up. So Bradford could bring it back 10 metres and restart the play. Bradford wanting to get on with it quickly, as Carlton Roach thought that he'd score. Scotty Moore goes one way, slits off the ruck, hits Corey Aston hits Lee Smith. Lee Smith drops his shoulder, spots the gap. Unfortunately, that gap's taken away rather quickly as the ball comes back now towards his main stand side, as we see Corey Aston trying to jink his way one way and then another. The ball goes loose. The referee says back to Wood, hands possession back to Swinton, and Swinton will look to bring it away down this main stand side through Chris Ankinson. And now the referee stopped the play because Corey Aston has gone down injured in back play.
Yes.
And again, Mark, Bradford in a key area, and I'm not taking anything away from you from Bradford, because I thought they'd done well to get to the position where they were, but the killer punch, Mark, was just missing, just not there.
Well, the experience isn't being shown, and the killer punch isn't there. Possibly different team changes every week doesn't help, but they all train together, and with 20 minutes gone, you've got Swinton leading by 6 points to 0, and the Swinton players must be quite physically and mentally happy in their mind, because Bradford have thrown everything at them, and the majority of the field position, and come away with nothing so far.
Some quick scores then that I've got at this moment in time. It's currently OKR 6, London Broncos 8. It's currently Widnes Vikings 16, Featherstone Rovers 0, Sheffield 4, Shrewsbury Rams 6. As Mark says, it's 6-0 to Swinton here. And I'm told that it's Batley 14, Oldham 4. Looking a little bit further afield, York City are leading Barrow 4-0, Whitehaven are leading Keighley 2-0, and Workington Town are trailing to Doncaster by 6 points. So a few early scores there, Mark. Obviously the interesting one being the London Broncos slightly ahead against OKR, but there's a long way to go.
That could go either way, and I did tip Ilkington Rovers. I'll not go back on that, but wouldn't be surprised if London didn't win. Andrew Henderson has done a great job down there at London. He's been building gradually. and they would deserve everything they achieve if they win. And if they go forward in the Super League, well done to them, and that'd be something the Rugby League would want, a Super League team once again in the capital city. But a long way to go in that, and I'm sure Kingston Rovers and Tim Sheens will have something to say about that.
Well, one or two listeners, Mark, I don't want to be upsetting any of our listeners, and they may be thinking, well, why aren't we talking about Bradford Bulls or the Swinton game at this moment in time? There's a simple reason for that. There's been a stoppage in play. There is an injury to Corey Aston, but it's good to see that Corey Aston is actually recovered, Mark, and he's managed to get his way. He's not fully stood up, Mark, but he's certainly looking a little bit better than what he did. He is going to be taken off for the concussion test.
Yes.
So Corey Aston will be off for the next 10 minutes. Although
they've changed their mind.
They've changed their mind. Now I thought that the referee had signalled that he'd got to go off. So again, confusion here at Heywood Road. But in all fairness, Swinton get the game back underway and now managed to get to their 20-metre line, and they'll look now to come down this main stand side as Mike Buck and Ilias Begal are combining well on this stand side. The ball moves back in Park. Josh Barlow then manages to offload in the tackle. That will see the ball go to Jack Hansen, and the referee is going to bring it back now for Mark,
I'm completely confused about that decision by the referee, giving a penalty to Swinton and about the 24-25 metre mark in the centre of the field, which they'll kick, and they gained some 30 metres. So now up to the Bradford 40 metre mark, Swinton lines. Why? I just can't tell you. And I think the Bradford Bull plays the battle by that as well. Obviously some infringement from the Swinton player at the play of the ball. From Bradford player at the play of the ball is all it can have been, but I couldn't see it.
Swinton then just inside the Bradford Bulls half, and we wait for Luke Waterworth then to go in. He will feed Isaac Farrell. Isaac Farrell will offload in the tackle to Ilias Begal. Ilias Begal is eventually wrapped up by Corey Aston and Vila Alafifi over on the Then a huge ball crunching tackle comes in from Damien Sirinen and Liam Kerr on Andy Braychek. Pointing and a bit of words being said here, and
well, I can tell you that
Damien Sirinen is certainly
the Swinton player didn't like that, but that's what you've got to do. And the Aussie stood up and give him one back, and they've Bradford to come back in his game, because that guy for Swinton will put it about.
Andy Braychek is there. He's still
that's
not finished,
what he's there for.
He's still not finished. He's pointing at Sirinen. He's saying, "You take this drive, and I'm having you."
Yeah, well, that's right. Let's see what happens, because he's a brave man, he's Braychek, because I think Sirinen's the equal of him.
Well, here we go, Mark. Yeah. Here we go, and Damien manages to just drop the shoulder and offload to Ilias McCartney. That sees Braychek clutching at straws.
Well, maybe that was a wise thing. He took the sting out of the situation. I'd have run straight at Braychek, dropped my shoulder, and raised my forearm. That's what I'd have done. But I'm not Sirinen.
Bradford then with Liam Kirk. Liam Kirk is wrapped up in the tackle. We'll get the ball. The touch just comes on. That's another high tackle. Now Mr. Sweet has got to do.
Well, he's got to sort Swinton out.
He's got to do something.
Yeah, he's got to sort Swinton out. He's not going to do it. Has he put it on report? I'm not too sure. No. But he's not going to do anything. So Swinton will keep on doing it. That's the tactic. So the only thing Bradford can do is do it back.
Well, again, Bradford a penalty then, but Bradford now managing to get to around about 15 metres away from the Oldham try line, as they will look to score their first points of the day. Colton Roach will take a drive towards the stick, and another good run from Colton Roach there. Now we see Scotty Moore. Scotty Moore feeds Oscar Thomas. Oscar Thomas drops the shoulder. Another very, very high tackle there, but the referee says no, it was on the chest. What can Bradford do here, as they are very close to the line, sit around about 1 metre shy of the line? The referee says, in fact, that he's gone over the line as Cameron Smith, and Cameron Smith brings the ball back and will play the ball, as Bradford will now go and try through Damien Sirinen. The ball comes out to Lee Smith. Lee Smith to James Bentley. James Bentley struggles with one tackle, and James Bentley scores for Bradford. James Bentley then certainly showing he's not going to be much to have, and that's why I say St Helens rating very highly and have captured his signature for next season.
Well, you can't coach exuberance, you can't coach fire, you can't coach winnability, and that's what James Bentley has got. I think Swinton were more intent on knocking Damien Sirenen's head off than they were stopping him, and they got over the line, did Bradford. They had a restart on the 10-metre mark, they pulled it to the left-hand side, it went through Sirenen's hands, it went through Aston's hands, went into Bentley, he saw the gap. There were 5 or 6 Swinton defenders around him, they couldn't make him go down. He's not the biggest man on the field, but he knows how to run into the gap, and after all this positional play that Bradford have had, really they did need that, because I think Swinton were beginning to think, well, if that's the best Bradford can throw at us and they haven't scored, then we've got this game. Long way to go, but that's now Bradford fighting back. Swinton 6, Bradford 4. I make that 27 minutes go on the clock with a conversion which should be simple for Corey Aston to come, and Bradford need more of that, because quite frankly, from the territorial advantage that Bradford have had, the field position, there should be 20 points in front, shouldn't they?
Well, there certainly should be a lot more points in front, purely based on the amount of penalties that we've had that have been awarded to Bradford for head-high tackles down in the Swinton half. And again, I think the try was always going to come, Mark. I think Swinton were always going to concede. And it's a great try from James Bentley. He showed a bit of faith and a bit of bash there, and he's greatly, he's warmly applauded there as he comes back towards this main stand side as we wait for Corey Aston. Corey Aston then kicks that one.
Well, I'll put the curse on Corey Aston, because that was a kick that a schoolboy, quite frankly, should have kicked, and he didn't kick it. That makes you wonder if he's still the marbles are still shaking around his head from the big hit he got earlier on. Maybe I'm making excuses for him. So it's the Bulls stay on 4. It's Swinton 6, the Bulls 4, and I make that just on the half-hour mark.
So, the score on the Providence scoreboard, as Mark says, Swinton Lions 6, Bradford Bulls 4. You're listening to the Big Match live here on BCB 106.6 FM, brought to you in association with Providence, supporting Bull supporters home and away. The ball goes high, the ball goes to Johnny Campbell. Johnny Campbell takes that one. Andy Braycheck comes in again with a swinging arm, but the referee waves play on. Bradford now go to the centre of the park through Villa Halafifi. Villa Halafifi gets up, plays the ball, and that will now see Bradford through Cameron Scott go over to the far stand side. Elias McCartney still manages to get Bradford into the Swinton half on the third tackle. Bradford then will go probing Damien Sirenen. Damien Sirenen squares up to Andy Braycheck. Andy Braycheck swinging arm all round the face and the head of Damien Sirenen. Damien Sirenen breaks the tackle. Beats Carlton Roach. Carlton Roach first one. Oh, Bradford! That all came from Damien Sirenen. Not going down in the tackle. That is fantastic for Bradford. And that sees Vila Halafifi claim his second try of this season through great support play, Mark, and that's where we said in the preamble, set the Swinton pack on around the sides and you're going to burst the tackles and go through them.
Well, Damien didn't refuse to be tackled, didn't he? And 4 or 5 Swinton defenders got round the big Australian, but he wouldn't go. The referee did well there, because a lot of referees have said he'd been held, but I don't think his body had stopped. He was about 35 metres out, shot down the central channel, took it to the Swinton players like a tough, hard rugby league forward should do. They couldn't cope with him. He got the ball out. The ball went to Bentley. Bentley, great vision from Bentley again, running off the shoulder of Sirenen. And Bentley got the ball. He realised he couldn't quite get there, and he put it out to the left-hand side. And Halafi had an easy walk in for a try. And it's now Swinton Lions 6, the Bradford Bulls 10, and with a difficult conversion to come, because I'm not going to say it's easy, because I'm going to make Aston miss it if I say that. But that was great support play from Bentley, but great forward play from Sirenen. Easily the best Bradford forward on the field, and the best player on the field so far.
Well, Corey Aston does convert that one, Mark, to make the score. Swinton Lions 6, the Bradford Bulls 10, as the Bulls now certainly getting a bit of head of steam here, and it's now how they respond with this return set. I've often said, Mark, you go in front on the scoreboard, and we've seen it so many times this season where, Bradford will wait to receive the kick, and usually in the past have come up with an error, but now they've got to settle down and they've got to take this ball back to Swinton with a bit of vengeance, Mark.
Yeah, they've got to be ruthless now with the Bradford Bulls, and that lead isn't enough against this Swinton side, and I think the Bradford Bulls know that. they've got to get down there and do some more hard work. And some of the forwards have got to take the lead of Sirenen. You know, Cameron Smith's got to work harder, run harder. So has Liam Kirk for me. And we've got to get the back row, the back line involved a bit, coming helping out the forwards. Seaman, there he goes again, ripping into that of the Swinton defence. And he really is taking it to them. He's been a nightmare to the Swinton side this afternoon. But it is 10 to the Bulls, 6 to Swinton, because they missed the conversion in Aston. More points to come in this game, I'm sure. And what is Andy Sweet giving here?
Andy Braycheck is in there, Mark. He's absolutely, what he's done, Mark, is he's punched Carlton Roach while he's on the floor. That's made Carlton Roach lose the ball. Then what he's done, as Corey Aston's gone, "Oi, what are you up to?" He's thrown a swing at Corey Aston. The referee, virtually in front of the referee, he's not said anything. He's awarded the scrum fee to Swinton for the knock on. And Mark, this is going to get tasty because Andy Braycheck is wanting to mix it at every opportunity, along with Josh Barlow.
He's enticing the Bradford, which he's in charge to do. He's enticing the Bradford players now verbally. Any referee worth his salt would have a word in his ear and say, "Come on, Mr. Braycheck, I'm refereeing this game. I'm the gaffer. If you don't be quiet, I'm going to send you off." I don't think that's going to happen. And the two linesmen, well, they're not saying anything at all.
So Swinton then inside the Bradford half. They will look to put the ball through hands. Hankinson feeds.
Well, that was a fantastic tackle there from Johnny Campbell, because this guy Robinson did put on the afterburners, and I thought that was a try, and he was only about 3 metres short of the line, and Campbell, with his great speed, threw his body at him, put him into touch. Their game breaker moments, and this Robinson fella, he must wonder what he's got to do to get past Johnny Campbell, because when he wakes up tomorrow morning, he's going to have nightmares about Johnny Campbell, because the defence from Campbell's superb, because this guy Robinson is no slouch, I can tell you.
Well, we saw Johnny Campbell there, but Mark, I just want to talk about that play. Virtually what we saw there was Swinton go from their own 40-metre line, Mark,
too much,
right, very quickly, to now to be taken into touch on the Bradford Bulls 10-metre line, deep into the Bradford half. Through maybe the ball went through 3 or 4 pairs of hands, and very, very quickly, as you say, Robinson managing to certainly put on the burners, but fortunately for Bradford, Johnny Campbell there. Johnny Campbell takes him into touch, so that will see the ball going to the scrum. Now, Bradford get a penalty because of an infringement of the scrum. Corey Aston wants to get on to quick with that, but the referee says no. Scotty Moore with the ball in hand. He will give the ball to Lee Smith. I think Lee Smith will kick for touch then. So Lee Smith kicks for touch, manages to find the ball, kick the ball just shy of the 40-metre line to the Bradford Bulls. Bradford eager here and keen to get on with it. Johnny Campbell then straight in and at him, and Johnny Campbell eventually wrapped up by 3 Oldham tackles. And again, we're playing the ball, you know, Swinton not clearing the run, and that again goes unpunished, as we see Ross Peltier is now in the park, and again Ross using all his frame against Andy Braycheck there. Damien Sirenen.
Well, there's Pete Barlow in at the tackle there. He was throwing it about a little bit as well, and he will do, because he knows the referee's not going to stop him.
Well, we see then Bradford continue on with the play. Mikel Alaleski is now on the park, and Andy Braycheck certainly pointing him out. And again, around the head comes in 4 tackles there, Matt, on Damien Sirenen.
Tackle.
On Mikel Alaleski, sorry. So the ball moves out to Ilias McCanny over on the far stand side. Ilias McCanny is wrapped up quite easily. That will see Swinton get the possession back. There's more punches, and there's a bit of toing and throwing, and it's kicking off, Mark, as we thought it would. And punches have been thrown over in the.
Well, you've got a man in charge in this game who shouldn't be refereeing a professional rugby league game. He should be professional in the North West Counties League, because he's simply not good enough. He's not vociferous enough. I've watched and watched and watched. I've refereed games myself. I've run the line. This guy's not good enough, and this guy will let the players dictate this game, and that's not what it's all about. It's about the man in the middle, with help from his linesman.
Well, I think it's about time that the referee Andy Sweet certainly had a word with the 2 team captains here.
Yes.
I know he's pulling out Ilias McCarney, and he's also pulling out over on that stand side Ilias Bagal, both players there with the first name of Ilias. So looking at that, he's sort of like pointing the finger, gave the penalty to Swinton. and play continues. And it's just going to be a matter of time. I can see this really beginning.
Oh yes, it will. Yeah, he's not in control of this game, unfortunately.
So, Swinton then. Swinton break the line, and then the referee pulls Bradford for being offside. Gives a penalty to Swinton. Isaac Farrell will kick that one into touch, and Bradford get back to their own. Well, they're sitting around about 45 metres away from their own try line as. Josh Barlow then will get the play underway and take the first drive. He's wrapped up by Cameron Scott and Mikolau Oleski. Swinton then get inside the Bradford, well, near towards the Bradford 30-metre line. And again, Swinton using the big pack here, getting through the drive as Thomas Coyle, the scrum half of Swinton still go towards the Jim Birtles stand, and that goes back to one from Isaac Birtles, then striking the feet of Cameron Smith, and Cameron Smith then manages to obviously let possession go back to Swinton. But Swinton now moves the ball. That's a knock on. Bradford will get that. Sam Alice comes up, congratulates his teammates, and again I think that's just reward for Bradford, Mark.
I think so. I think you work hard and you get a decision that goes for you. And they've weathered the storm from Swinton, and Swinton are confident that the Bradford Bulls have thrown the best at them, and it's not good enough. And Swinton are very much up for this game, and they're not beaten yet. And I don't think Bradford are going to win down the Central Channel. Again, it's going to be Lee Smith and Corey Aston, Campbell. It's going to be one on the flanks, not down the Central Channel this game today. Swinton have got a robust pack. I think out wide in the centre three-quarters, I don't think they can defend as well as they might do. And I think that's Bradford's hope today, to beat them out wide.
So Swinton knock on, that sees a scrum form, that will see Bradford get the head and feet. They will break now through Lee Smith. Lee Smith will feed Elias Smith. He's done a fantastic run, manages to get Bradford 35 metres away from the try line and gets up to play the ball. Bradford on the front foot, and the ball goes forward. A little landing there from Swinton that's moved away from the referee, and he says Bradford have knocked on the first tackle.
I've no sympathy for Bradford. They had Swinton beaten just as I knew they could. Swinton can't defend in the centre three-quarter positions. It's their greatest weakness. They break away, they get up and play the ball too slowly, then they knock on. It doesn't matter, how good your opponents are. If you do that against anybody, you're going to hand the game and the momentum right back to the opposition, and that's exactly what Bradford have done.
Well,
that's not good enough, and Pete, that's why we're bottom of the league.
Well, I've got to be a bit. I'm not going to be in total disagreement with you, Mark, but I think that Bradford were unlucky on that set, because certainly the referee let the Swinton players who came in, and he did, Mark, he kind of knocked the ball as Ilias McCartney looked to offload it. He got in there, but he made it look, and the way that he positioned his body, it made it look as if the Bradford player, Lee Smith, had knocked on.
Right.
So therefore, again, it takes away the advantage that Bradford had.
Yes, it did. You saw that, I didn't. But, what the point I'm alluding to is, I know it's difficult, but you've got to wrap the ball up hard and look after it like it's a bar of gold.
Well, Bradford then having to defend in the closing stages of this one. Bradford lead 10 points to 6 on the Providence scoreboard over the Swinton Lions here at Heywood Road. But Swinton in attack, and Bradford again having to defend with James Bentley and Scott Moore. Now we see Hankinson come up with a knock-on. That will go in Bradford's favour, and again, good work from Bentley and Scotty Moore. And again, I'm not going to be overcritical, Mark, because Bradford get the penalty. Bradford get the feed at the scrum. But again, Scotty Moore there, a little bit of an hand in, and again, just old manning.
Yeah, referee. I think so. That I think that Scotty Moore did, and Scotty Moore's a wily old character. He's been around the track. He knows that this referee is not on top of this job today, as the Swinton players know as well. And you will try it on, and you'll keep on trying it on as long as you get away with it. So it does work for both sides, to be fair.
Well, Scotty Moore put the ball in. The ball comes out through Sam Alice. Sam Alice will hit Brandon Wilkinson on the park then for a run this afternoon off the sub bench. And Bradford now through Cameron Smith will look to go on the front foot and certainly try to get something from this set of 6. Michael Alaleski feels Ross Peltier. Ross Peltier straightens up his huge frame and manages to, he's still going. The referee's not shout held yet. Eventually he does, as Ross Peltier gets Bradford to just shy of the 20-metre line. My view's obscured, Matt. I don't know if you can see anything there, but now I can, and we'll see James Bentley go one way, then the other, and James Bentley will fall a metre shy of the line. Bradford get a penalty for infringement again. Not only did James Bentley get up and play it. Now, what can Bradford do? They really do need to close this half down, Mark.
Yeah,
I would take the 2. I've got to be honest with you. I would take the 2.
I would, but they're not going to do that, Pete. They're going to run it, and it's in the hands of Surin, and he's took it to the right-hand side of the post. I would have gone for 2 as well.
So Michael Alaleski then with the ball will play the ball. Bradford on the second tackle with Corey Aston going one way and Swished in the other. Another shot then around the face for Corey Aston. The referee says he's held up on the line. Going back to that, I would have gone for the 2, but as we say, Bradford decided to run it, so Corey Aston will come back to the 10-metre line. He will play the ball. A bit slow to get organised. Sam Ellis then in at acting now. Sam Ellis feeds Cameron Smith. Ross Peltier, the ball went back, manages to get the ball into the hands of Lee Smith. Lee Smith sits around about now 17 metres away from the Swinton try line as Michael Alaleski will straighten up and he'll barnstorm his way towards the Swinton try line. Eventually he's wrapped up on the 4th tackle as the ball goes to Scott Moore. A little bit of a juggle. Corey Aston with a little bit of a kick behind the play. Swinton gathering that one. Can they manage to get this player held up behind the try line? No, in goal. So he manages to get himself into the field of play, does a Swinton player, but Bradford will go hunting the error in the closing stages of this first half. So Swinton on the second tackle will come into the centre park. Again, James Bentley and Ross Peltier managing to wrap up the Swinton runner there, and the referee says Swinton is not formed, and that will give Bradford the feed. Well, Bradford quickly to form the scrum.
They've got to, because the clock's counting down. I make that 44 minutes of this half, but
it has been another long half, Mark. Just like we had at Oldham last week, we seem to play a lot longer than the allotted 40 minutes that is given in an half. So Bradford form the scrum. The referee stops the clock, and Bradford will get the feed. So it's what can Bradford do here as the scrum forms. Scott Moore puts the ball in. The ball's in the scrum. Now the referee said, no, I'm not happy with that. Let's go back. So Scott Moore will he'll pat the scrum down again. Scott Moore will put the ball in. Sam Ellis feeds Corey Aston. Corey Aston goes one way. He'll find Lee Smith. Lee Smith will take a run towards the bottom corner here at Heywood Road. He essentially wrapped up on the first tackle as Bradford sit around about 3 metres shy of the Swinton try line. Corey Aston will be wrapped up on the second tackle, and Bradford here need to be inventive through the attacking play and the attacking options as we see Brandon Wilkinson then just held up. The ball will eventually find its way to Willa Alafifi. Willa Alafifi again goes down. Bradford still sit now through James Bentley as he'll attack the line. James Bentley brought down at what would surely be 2-3 metres shy.
Last tackle.
On the last tackle.
They've got to hit it wide.
Corey Aston goes.
Oh, what a load of garbage.
That was, there was more drop than goal in it, Mark. That's all I can say.
There was more drop than
one.
goal in it. He should have gone to the far side of the field, but they had the overlap on Swinton, and you never know what might have happened. Just Bradford, all this punishing field. What's worrying me about Bradford is all this field position, all this territorial advantage, and they're not making Swinton pay for it. And the Swinton players will psychologically know that, and they'll think Bradford should be 20 points up by now. They should be 20 points. The finishing should be that little bit better, and they're disjointed in what they're doing. They're taking the wrong option at the wrong time, and Corey Aston's almost a lone player. And what I mean by that is he's not looking at the people out to the right hand side of him. And I would have kicked that into the corner, or would have passed it and just try to run it over in the far corner, because I think Swinton, when they're stretched, are a little bit weak. I don't think they're defending the centres as well as they could do. But we are in the lead. The Bradford Bulls are leading. Swinton 6, Bradford Bulls 10. I make that a 45-minute half. The referees stopped the play because of the Swinton play down injured. This game's going to go right to the wire. This is going to go either way, and I think Bradford have done enough to really put Swinton to bed by now, but they just haven't done it. and they're looking the faster, fitter side. But the fact they're not putting their territorial advantage and field position to good use and converting that to points is worrying me a little bit.
Well, I'll quickly go through some scores as I've got them, Mark. That OKR 24, London Broncos 8, Widnes Vikings 34, as Featherstone 4. Play resumes, and we see the Swinton player get up after being touched with the magic sponge, and Swinton will go on the front foot with Rodri Lloyd making some good yards there for Swinton as they go towards the Jim Bertelstein side. Isaac Farrell eventually wrapped up by Brandon Wilkinson, and Oldham will look to put the ball through hands again. A slightly forward pass, but the referee says no. Continue on that one as Liam Conroy is now on the park for Swinton, and again Isaac Farrell in there being busy as a distributor and the pivot, and now the referee gives a penalty to Swinton. One of the Bradford players that were on the side. Mark, I reckon that now as 49 minutes we've played of this half. Swinton with the penalty, they will tap it and run it as they go in search of some points here in the closing stages of this half. Don't forget the score on the Providence scoreboard still reads Swinton 6, Bradford 10, but Swinton will look to get something, and they now sit round about 5 metres shy of the Bradford line. Again, as we see Liam Carberry go towards the sticks. He's eventually wrapped up by Mikel Alaleski and James Mendika. But again, Swinton still asking questions of the Bradford Bulls team. Bradford having to muscle up in defence. They'll now run Isaac Farrell manages to, he does that. He comes up with an error and a forward pass, and that forward pass goes to Rob Lever. Rob Lever, the Swinton Pac-Man then, Mark, is not only remonstrating with the ref, but also remonstrating with Isaac Farrell when he thought that it was on for a TRY there.
Yes, a rush of blood, and everybody wants to win the game, everybody wants to score an important try just before half-time, and sometimes the thinking goes out the window, the adrenaline flows, and you just don't quite get it right. And this is quite an exciting game, quite frankly. It's a good game to watch. It's littered with mistakes, but that's because both teams are desperate to get the points.
Scrum down then, the ball comes out, the ball eventually finds its way to Brandon Wilkinson. Brandon Wilkinson will then pass the ball to James Bentley, and Bradford come up with an error and a knock-on from Vila Alafufi as Vila Alafufi overrun the pass from James Bentley. That will allow Swinton then the possession at this scrum. And we said it before, Mark, where we've seen a pattern of inconsistent play from both teams, where neither team has been willing, or certainly no one player on either side has said, right, I'm going to grab this game by the scruff of its neck, and I'm going to absolutely drag our team right now out of the mire and put this game to bed.
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem for Bradford. We don't have that type of player anymore. I mean, and that was a poor pass there from Scott Moore, but Vila Alafufi wasn't looking what he was doing, and that, if they score from this, that is a coach killer. That's and this half goes on and on and on and on.
Isaac Farrell will drive the ball towards the Jim Bertelstein side as Bradford pull off Swinton in the third tackle, and again Isaac Farrell then in at pivot. He will look to get something going with his second row man Adam Jones for Swinton. Adam Jones is wrapped up. Farrell in there again then, and everything's going through Farrell. It's going to come wide. See Chris Robinson, Swinton Lions, and it's been coming, and eventually all the possession that Swinton had, something had to give. Bradford caught out wide, and once they caught Nappy, but certainly caught out wide on that one, and Chris Robinson going in for a try. Mark, I don't know how long's left on the clock, but again, a try late on in this one for the Swinton Lions to bring them right back into it.
The overlap on this side, the winger, I've waxed lyrical about Johnny Campbell, but Johnny Campbell wasn't even on his wing in this game, and it was 4-on-3, and he was never going to miss that one, wasn't Robinson, so it's disappointing, but Bradford's lack of ability to think. That came from Scotty Moore pass to Villa-High-Fee. Now it's a quick flick of the hand to try and get Bradford away. 2 questions there. Do you want to try that on in your own 20-metre area when you've got tackles left? But secondly, if you do, the player's got to be switched on. Villa-High-Fee just wasn't switched on there. Swinton got the ball back, and eventually they've got to try from it. That's a coach killer.
Well, it's all locked up then, 10 apiece here as we await the kick from the Swinton's goal kicker for this afternoon, or Chris Hankinson, and the referee telling Bradford Bulls players to stand still as Hankinson composes himself. Then he'll look towards the sticks, he'll look back at the ball, he'll take a deep in breath there, composes himself, takes 2 steps back, wars the other ball, strikes it with his left leg, and that goes wide. That is a bit of a let off for Bradford then, and there can't be much left on the clock. That it's surely got to be our time, unless we're playing an hour, unless the referee says no, let's just carry on.
No, he's blown the final whistle now. That brings the half to a close.
It's
a strange one, a frustrating one. Yes, it has.
I know, and we're commentating on this, Matt, as former players and stuff like that, and if we find it frustrating, and the fans that sat in this stand, that's packed this stand, find it frustrating, then I'm sure that the players on the park do.
Well, they will indeed, and let's hope that doesn't spill out into a poor game. Let's see, we say a great game of attacking rugby league football this afternoon, or should I say later in this game. Now it's just started the second half.
Right, second half underway then. First strike from Ross Peltier gets Bradford to the 20-metre line, and the second tackle is the second drive is taken by James Bentley. He's wrapped up on the second tackle. The ball will come inside from Sam Alice to Brandon Wilkinson on the third, as Bradford get to their own 40-metre line, and now we will see Liam Kirk, as Liam Kirk takes a drive, Mikołaj Waleski takes a drive to get Bradford forward and over the halfway line and inside the Swinton half for the first time in this second half. Lee Smith then will feed Corey Aston. Corey Aston will feed a little pass to Villa-High-Fee. Villa-High-Fee with a little kick forward, and Johnny Campbell chases that one. Johnny Campbell kicks it ahead, claims that it's come off the Swinton player, but the referee says no, you were the last one to touch it. The ball's gone into touch, so I'm going to pack down the scrum, and I'm going to give the head and feed to Swinton. So Matt, first set, Bradford managing to actually get inside the Swinton half, which is good, and a scrum here on the 10-metre line.
Well, no Sheridan in the second half, he's on the bench, and some harsh words I would think from Jeff Tooby at half time, just to step it up a touch, think about what they're doing. It has rained out there, we're right in the back of the stand under cover, Pete. You can see the rain dripping off the stand, so that'll make conditions very greasy, so maybe we're going to make a slight allowance for that.
Well, Jones and Swinton manages to get a penalty for Swinton as Isaac Farrell will kick that one in the touch and get Swinton just 5 metres short of the halfway line as we get the play back underway here, and we see Luke Waterworth then. We see Andy Nicholson in at action half and pivot for Swinton. He's looking now and looking for runners. Roderick Lloyd is looking for the ball, and Nicholson again feeds Rod Laver to Isaac Farrell. Isaac Farrell then puts the ball through hands. That will find its way over to the Jim Birtle stand side in the form of Chris Robinson. Swinton come up with a sloppy pass but managed to retain possession. They'll get to the 20-metre line on that tackle. That's the fourth tackle of this set as play continues, and Swinton attacking now through Isaac Farrell. Isaac Farrell manages to in again Roderick Lloyd as he's wrapped up in that tackle on the fifth and last then, and Swinton will look and he's held before the line, so he's going to bring the play back on this set of 6. Swinton will still have the possession, and no, that must have been the last tackle, Mark, because he's now changed his mind and told Bradford that they've got possession.
Right.
After signalling, he's held up on his back.
He did signal, he's held up on his back. I can read that signal, Pete, and
he
changed his
he
mind.
pointed back to go to 10 metres, and then
maybe the linesman's interfered there.
And then we see Ross Peltier on the first set and the first drive, Mark, knock on. So now. Go on, sorry, Matt, I'm cutting across you.
Ross Peltier's ambition to become a top rugby league forward I can now say, well, he's not quite made it yet, bless him, because all the effort in the world, but running across the line with no real opposition from the Swinton players coming at you, and a nice pass into the bread basket, and you don't look at it and you drop it and have possession back to Swinton, and it's only 50 metres out from your own line. I think that's unforgivable, absolutely unforgivable.
Well, to be fair, Mark, like we said, you know, conditions have changed slightly. The sun was out when we got here. It has got a little bit overcast, and it has rained, so you know, a little bit slippy. But rightly as you say, stuff like that, you should be taking that in. And
well, if you're not the best catcher of the ball, which forwards tend not to be, you've got to run at a straighter angle so it goes straight into your bread basket.
Yeah.
Running fat too short an angle is something centre 3/4 and wingers can do.
Well, Isaac Farrell is getting certainly busy out there. He then feeds the ball to Rod Laver. Rod Laver straightens up in front of the sticks, and then we see Anthony Nicholson will try and take a little screw from the dummy half, and again Swinton through Liam Carberry are wrapped up, but on the fifth and last tackle then Swinton are moved short of the line and come up with a penalty as Chris Hankinson says ref, we stealed the ball, and the referee's in agreement with Swinton, so that will give Swinton another set of 6, and again Bradford has certainly been tested, Mark.
They certainly are being tested. They have to defend the line, and they need to do something to get the ball back and get up into the Swinton half. Swinton playing from right to left down the slope towards the car park end.
You see Ethan Ryan just walking in front of us of this main stand side along with Joe Keys. But we now have another stoppage in play and another penalty to Swinton. As the referee says that was a bit of a lifting tackle. Yeah, the legs were above the horizontal.
Yeah.
So that will give a third penalty mark in possession in the opening stages of this half to Swinton. And Swinton again will ask questions of this Bradford defence. Bradford muscling up in defence, managing so far to repel Swinton. But Isaac Farrell goes one way, then drops the other, spots the gap. He's then quickly picked up by Ross Peltier. And Swinton now, for all their hard work and all the possession that they've had, come up with an error, knock the ball forward. The referee will say, right, let's restart this one then, and we'll give possession back to Bradford. And Bradford get the game back on the way through Scott Moore. Scott Moore feeds Ross Peltier. No, sorry, it feels Elias McCartney there. And Elias McCartney's picked up. Then the ball finds its way to Cameron Smith. Cameron Smith is wrapped up, but Bradford now with possession through Zila Alafife, managing to get to the own 40-metre line before he's wrapped up on the third tackle of this set of 6. Sam Allison feeds Brandon Wilkinson to Michael Alaleski. Michael Alaleski manages to move his frame and get Bradford to the 40-metre line. Bradford will get a penalty for the knees. There's a punch thrown here, and it is on at Heywood Road as punches the floor and the players come together, and wow, Mark, it's been coming, but to go in with the knees there, that should be a sin bin. I'm sorry, but you know, if he doesn't do anything here, Mark, there's something seriously wrong. He's got to put it on report, and he's going to call the player, and he's got to give him 10 to go in with the knees.
You would think so, wouldn't you? But I don't think that's likely to happen. He's having a word with Nikolai Aletsky first. Bradford looks like they're going to get the penalty. Yes, they are. But apart from that, nothing else. So there you go.
Well, that again has got to be another let-off for the Swinton team. And Bradford, though, managing now on the 20-metre line to get something from this first drive of Ross Peltier. Ross Peltier from the 20-metre line gets Bradford towards round about 7 metres away from the Swinton try line. A Swinton player just runs about on the pitch there, Carberry, to slow the play the ball down. That stops Bradford getting any headed steam up. Michael Alaleski, like a man possessed, will crash over at the side of the stick, and that has been coming, and Michael Alaleski is a deserved try scorer. He stuck at it, he got one for his troubles early on, Mark, that got Bradford the penalty. He got the knees, but Michael Alaleski, like a man possessed, a freight train running down the tracks, puts the ball down, to open the scoring in the second half.
Yeah, that's a good score from Mikolaj Alechkin. Takes that little bit of pressure off, and it's Swinton 10, the Bradford Bulls 14, with a fairly easy conversion to come, dare I say it. And Alechkin just got the ball. He never had any intention of passing, he never had any intention of looking left or right. He pumped those knees, pumped those big legs of his, put that 6 foot 4 frame low to the ground, and touched the ball down about a metre to the right hand side of the Swinton post. Swinton might claim they were looking to not to be awarded a scrum, and to be awarded a penalty against them. The referee said there was an easement in there, but I couldn't see that, but the referee could. But it doesn't matter because the Bradford Bulls got the penalty. They tapped it. Alechkin thought, I'm going to get my own retribution here. And the best way that a rugby league forward can, that's run hard and straight, and he did. And the Swinton defence just couldn't quite cope with his large frame. And with the conversion to come, and I won't tempt fate because the last time we did that, Corey Aston missed the conversion. If he misses this one, well, we have got a problem.
So Corey Aston then will strike the ball. He'll put that straight through the sticks. No question that there. That will hand.
I still don't think the game's lost to Swinton. I think there's a lot to play for. I think Swinton is still well in this game. And I think Bradford now must really listen to what the coach is saying to them. Listen to the captain on the field. Work the game plan. And not try and score at every opportunity. They should take the position, the field position, and take their opportunities when they do come.
So you're listening to the Big Match Live here on BCB 106.6 FM, the home of live sport in Bradford, brought to you in association with Provident. The score on the Provident scoreboard stands Swinton Lions 10, Bradford Bulls 16. A narrow lead for Bradford, as Hubble says, but one that they should, if they set the play and get the plays right, and go now in search of the openings around the ruck area, that they should be able to push forward here, Hubble, and add points to the ones that they've already got.
You would think so, but of course Swinton has something to say about that, won't they? Because they're fighting for survival in this league with their neighbours. Well, they used to be neighbours, didn't they, when Swinton wasn't Swinton? Swinton, of course, now is in Sale. But they want the 2 points very badly today, so let's give them some credit. They are fighting for those 2 points, and they haven't laid down and given in today, Swinton, at all. But Bradford, I think, have got the firepower when it matters, but they can't make the mistakes, can't Bradford, that they made in the first half. They've got to really be squeaky clean in this game and be very, very careful, because the referee's not going to referee the game as perhaps they think he might. I'm talking about with referees to giving penalties when they are required.
We see another stoppage in play here, as another Swinton player has gone down injured. As Bradford look to get the play underway quickly, the referee stopped them from doing that and just stopped the clock. But the Swinton player is receiving treatment, and I don't know what's going to happen here, Mark. But again, he'll jog back towards the back line, the defensive line of Swinton. The referee will get himself in position, starts the clock again, and Bradford will get underway with Brandon Wilkinson taking a tackle, and one certainly around the chin there that the referee's left unpunished. Ross Peltier offloads to Corey Aston. Corey Aston finds Cameron Smith. Cameron Smith is eventually wrapped up just shy of his own 40-metre line here, and Bradford with Corey Aston will kick on the last tackle. That will come down to Jack Hansen. Jack Hansen will pick the ball up and return this back. He'll manage to make his way to just over the Swinton 20-metre line before being wrapped up by Mikolaj Alechkin and Brandon Wilkinson on that tackle. Swinton then on the second tackle will come through the form of Rodri Lloyd. Rodri Lloyd is eventually wrapped up here. Rod Laver then showing all his guile and trying to sell the dummy before he's wrapped up in a tackle for Ross Peltier and Brandon Wilkinson. Swinton sit on the halfway line on the fourth tackle then, and again the referee's looking, he's telling Bradford to clear the ruck, as Swinton will go up towards the Bradford 40-metre line on the fifth and last tackle. The ball is centre field, Swinton still in possession. Isaac Farrell will kick that one up, and this will be a bit of a tester for Ilias McCarney. Ilias McCarney will manage to get underneath it. The touch just comes on, and I hope there the touch comes on for the interference from Mike Butt, if I'm not mistaken, that he actually, as Ilias McCarney was going for that, and Lee Smith was there. Now, shocked at that, because Mike Butt took Lee Smith out to stop Lee Smith getting to there before Ilias McCartney took the ball, but the referee said no, Lee Smith took Mike Butt out, and I must have rose-tinted spectacles on that, because he gave the penalty to Swinton.
Well, nothing surprised me this afternoon with this, and the Bradford Bulls, if they're going to get 2 points here in Sale, are going to certainly have to do it the hard way.
Swinton then will go through Rod Laver. Rod Laver finds Isaac Farrell. Isaac Farrell is eventually wrapped up via Cameron Smith. As Swinton, still with the ball in hand, will look to try and get something here through Adam Jules. And Swinton putting the ball through hands, hearing the towards the held up over the line mark, and again the Bradford defence stands strong on that drive from Swinton. Still a bit of messing about as they play the ball, but James Bentley in there, Mark, to stop that try being scored. But Swinton will ask questions with Isaac Farrell on the last tackle, putting a little chip kick over. That will bounce above Ilias McCartney's head. It bounces in the in-goal area. Nobody gets a touch on it, so Bradford will get the possession to restart on the 20-metre line. The referee will stop the clock because one of the Swinton players again goes down in back player. The ref's not letting play continue. He does now, and we see Ross Peltier get the game back underway, and a penalty is awarded to Bradford as Swinton pinched the ball there, and Liam Carberry at Swinton then certainly in there and took the ball off Ross Peltier.
Yeah, the referee saw that on the spot and awards a penalty to Bradford. Some 22 metres upfield, 15 metres in from the far side of the ground. Jim Birtle stand there, and Lee Smith kicks that right over the top of the heads of the guys that are filming the match and gain about 30 metres. Sirenen's back on, one of the most effective players for Bradford in the first half, and adding his weight to the proceedings.
Well, we'll see Sirenen then take the first drive. The second drive is taken on this set of 6 from Mikel RLFC, and now Scotty Moore goes without the ball. The referee's going to say that's a knock on, and again when Bradford were again getting themselves in good position, Mark, come up with a knock on, and that then just nullifies anything, all the hard work and effort that they've put in so far. Everything you've done in the game for the last 2 or 3 minutes, and when you've had the ball in your hand, it's all gone. You've handed it back to Swinton, and as I say, it doesn't matter who you played against. If you keep permanently tipping the ball over to a side that you should be beating, then you are beating at this moment in time. Then it doesn't matter. It evens it up. It's the coach killers, and those are the things that keep you anchored to the bottom of the league. So Swinton. Tasty. Gardner comes up with a knock on. Corey Aston pats him on the back for the error. Gardner then pushes Corey Aston, and the players come together, and this is by no means finished, Mark. This has got kettle boiling written all over it.
Well, I tell you exactly what happened there, but it's right in front of me. Corey Aston celebrated the penalty to Bradford, and the Swinton player Gardner went and shoulder charged the Bradford player. Hallis then came in and said, what's all that about? Didn't touch the Swinton player, and there we go. But the only person to blame for all this is the referee, because he's refereed the game. He's allowed the players to dictate. He's letting the Swinton players talk to him now. I mean, who referees the game? The man in the shirt with the whistle or the players? Now that's a very easy question to answer. Swinton's still having to go at the referee.
So Bradford get the penalty. Corey Aston will put this ball into touch. Bradford will start the next set of 6 just shy of the 20-metre line, around about 10 metres in, Mark. And Mikel Alaleski in the centre of the park brushes off Liam Carberry, and then is held down in the tackle, but Sam Alice manages to get Bradford on the front foot. Scotty Moore goes one way, beats one tackle, is then wrapped up in the 4 Swinton tackles. The ruck area again, Mark, is not being cleared as big Damien Sirenen will force his way towards the line, and eventually he's held up just a metre short. Well, the referee says he's held up over the line. No, he's a metre short. But Bradford sneaky try, and that is a great try. And if I'm not mistaken, was that Corey Aston himself?
Alice.
Sorry, Sam Alice.
What basically happened there was that from the, I think Swinton were more upset about the referee's decision to give the penalty against them, and I don't think the head was straight in terms of the defence. The ball went into the middle to Swinton. Swinton, who's had a fabulous game, he's been the best player on the field, quite frankly, for me. He pumped his legs. To be fair to Swinton, they defended well and got hold of him and held him back. He got up very quickly and played the ball, and Alice spotted it, and being short and stocky in stature, he scooted under that little bull terrier, scooted under a fence, to get at the passing neighbour, as it were.
And we can rejoin the team now.
Welcome back to Heywood Road in Sale here, the home of Swinton Lions and of course Sale FC. And we saw you there a little bit of downpour that we had caused the gremlins to get into the system. You haven't mixed too much since you've been gone. Nip and tuck from both sides, but the score's still the same. It's Swinton Lions 16, the visitors 22.
So we continue then here at Heywood Road as Hobble says, and welcome back. And Bradford up to the 40-metre line with Corey Aston, and Brandon Wilkinson now with the ball in hand, beats one tackle, and then is wrapped up, and he's actually full track. So Bradford moves round on that tackle. Messing about the play the ball there with Rodri Lloyd, but Scotty Moore now will go one way. Scotty Moore will twirl his body. He needs to get Bradford to the 30-metre line. Still a little bit of laughter on the fifth and last. Damien Sirenen puts a little kick in. That's right to Swinton player. That's back to one for Bradford, and now the referee's going to give a penalty for Bradford. For Swinton being offside. So it's the hope that Bradford can utilise this one as they sit round about 20 metres away from the Swinton try line, and it looks as if Bradford are going to take a kick at goal on this one.
Yes, it does. It looks like Bradford are going for goal, and why would you not? Because well, I'm saying there's 8 minutes left. I'm not too sure what there is with this referee. There could be 8 minutes, there could be 18 minutes, there could be 28 minutes, there could be 3 seconds. I haven't got a clue. But Bradford will wind the clock down, and if they get 2 points, that makes it 24-16. So Swinton will score twice.
Well, we apologise for the loss of broadcaster. We have got 1 or 2 gremlins here at Heywood Road that's found their way into the system, but we hope that we're now back on air and can bring you the rest of the coverage of this game. And we're certainly looking here with the penalty to come from Corey Aston, that will push Bradford further ahead and hopefully take the sting out of this game and slow the play down.
Well, it's Swinton 16, the visitors 22. You haven't missed anything while we're off air. We apologise for that. And Corey Aston has missed a fairly easy penalty. Corey Aston has left his kicking boots at home today, and that's a let off for Swinton Lions. And you know, this is going to go right to the wire. Exciting stuff. It is drizzling out there. It's very, very greasy. That I think will have given the game to Bradford. But you know, the Swinton Lions can smell blood, and they think they're still in this game, which indeed they are. And the Bradford Bulls mustn't come up with any errors now. And we've had a very, very difficult game in terms of refereeing decisions, in terms of a difficult day at the office for the Bulls. But the victory and the 2 points is in the hands of the Bradford Bulls. Nobody else, it's theirs to lose. Let's hope for the next however minutes there are left that and I say that not in a churlish way, not even in a childish way, but the first half lasted 56 minutes by my reckoning, so we don't know how long this half's going to last.
So Cameron Smith then with the ball will get Bradford over the Swinton 40-metre line. Sam Allison at acting out, it's Corey Aston. Corey Aston goes across the park, it's Scotty Moore. Scotty Moore quick through hands, it's Lee Smith. Lee Smith finds Vila Alafifi. Vila Alafifi finds Johnny Campbell, and Johnny Campbell is pushed into touch over on the Jim Burtle stand side. There's 1 or 2 players coming together, Mark, again. That quickly separated.
Well, Barlow's back on the field, so there's going to be fireworks with Barlow back on the field. That is for sure. Yeah. But very, very disappointing there that the play was lateral and 2 east to west. Halafi just couldn't straighten up off his left peg onto his right peg, and it was given to the winger who got bundled into touch. That is actually amateur rugby league. That is what amateurs do in the Pennine League, in the North West Counties League. With all due respect to them, they tend to do that more often than not. That is not what professional rugby league players do. And I'm going to commentate on that, as much as it might annoy people, because that is very poor, Pete. And if I was coaching tomorrow, that'd be coached out of this Bradford Bull side. That is ludicrous.
Well, it resumes then on the Swinton 20-metre line with Swinton in possession. And the first tackle is completed by Cameron Smith and Damien Sirenen. Damien Sirenen then also having to work hard to get back on the side as Liam Kerr completes the next tackle on
The conditions will be greasy out there, Pete. It has rained, drizzled. We're sat right at the back of the stand, and the front of the stand here tips down, so you can't see into the sky really, but I can see the drips of water coming off the end of the stand, so it is greasy out there, and very, very wet. The grass is short, so handling conditions will be difficult, but it's a throw for both sides. The ball went backwards, the referee said.
The knock on that sees Bradford get possession just over the halfway line. So Swinton's set of 6 there, Matt, not really proving
fruitful at all. No.
Not providing them with anything. But here now, Bradford need to take the sting out of this game, and what we need now, Matt, is basically a bit of a holding set. Let's take 3-4 drives, centre of the park, and then we either decide what final
last tackle option's going to be. Yeah, absolutely right.
Stick it up in air. And
no mistakes now at this point. This would be foolish.
So Damien Sirenen then takes the first drive of this set of 6. He manages to get Bradford just shy of the Swinton 40 metre line. Corey Aston feeds Ilias McCarney on this main stand side. Ilias McCarney is wrapped up around their head, and the Bradford players appealing for something from the referee that's not forthcoming. Scotty Morgan feeds Liam Kirk. Liam Kirk goes one way, manages to get his big frame moving and gets Bradford over the 30 metre line. In fact, Bradford now sit 27 metres away from the Swinton try line. Damien Sirenen offloads on the tackle there too.
He's been the best player on the field for me, Damien Sirenen.
Corey Aston gets to the 10 metre line. Bradford still with the ball through Scott Moore. Scott Moore will go one way on the 5th and last tackle now. As Bradford sit around about 3 metres shy.
The winning tackle to the winning try to the Bradford Bulls. Sirenen, Man Mountain Sirenen, the Australian, who the Swinton pack just cannot hold. He started it off. It went out to the left-hand side. They stacked the right-hand side to Kid Swinton. They bent them to the left-hand side and ended up in the hands of Bentley, was it? I think it was.
Yeah.
And Bentley from 10 metres out. This is why St Helens wants him. He's got a long way to go in his career, but he's so talented. He knows how to change direction. He knows how to get off one foot to the other and kid a defence. He knows how to run at the gap. He chucks the ball down 10 metres to the left-hand side of the Swinton post, making it Swinton now 16. The visitors to Bradford Bulls 26. And boy, will they miss James Bentley when he goes next year. Not the biggest rugby league forward, but one of the cleverest at such a tender young age. But that came from Sirenen's effort and heart to rip it into the heart of the Swinton defence. And for me, he will get the BCB man of the match today, Sirenen. He's been a Man Mountain in attack and defence, and he's epitomised what being a rugby league forward's all about. Uncompromising, tough, run hard and straight down the central channel and let the opponents worry about you.
Well, I've got to echo everything that you said there, Mark, about Sirenen, because the Swinton players came at him and wanted to mix it up a little bit. Obviously, Corey Aston converted the try of James Bentley, so that will push the score on the Providence scoreboard now. The Swinton Lions 16, the Bradford Bulls 28. And just going back to Sirenen, as you say, Mark, Swinton certainly targeted him today as a bit of a lad that they wanted to talk about, but he's shown again through maybe his Australian attitude and his Australian experience.
I think so.
Bring it on.
I mean, James Bentley's very good. You could argue with James Bentley being on the other side, the Bradford Bulls might have lost. But the reason I'm picking Sirenen as the man of the match is because it's people like Sirenen that lift his teammates around him. If I'd have been playing as a forward today and I was a back rower, I'd have loved playing with him because he'd have lifted me and made me want to run even harder. Fantastic stuff from the Australian.
Well, just as you're talking there, Mark, Josh Barlow and Sirenen come together again as Swinton took a short kick off and regathered the ball. But again, Sam Barlow.
Well, Sirenen took a shot around the Swinton 13, hit him hard, and unfortunately he's going to be penalised for that because that's what the referee's done. And the Bradford are going to have to, there's a bit of but let me tell you something. Josh Barlow can't lace Sirenen's boots. He doesn't make the groundage when he runs. He doesn't make the tackles properly when he tackles. He's not in the same league as Sirenen. And why he doesn't stick to playing the game instead of mixing it is unbelievable, because I actually think Barlow might cost Swinton this game.
Well, if you look at it, Matt, it's like you've got two cars on the drive. You've got a Rolls Royce and you've got a Lada. Sirenen sits quite happily in that Rolls Royce.
I don't blame him for smacking him round the chops there. It's unfortunate the position he did it in. He did it in his own half. So Bradford are going to have to defend. Now, if Swinton were to score here and get another 2 points as well and convert, that makes it 22 points to 28. There's still time, possibly, for Swinton to get another score when I thought it was dead and buried the game there. So, whilst, he hasn't let me down there, and you could argue he was a bit hard done by, because he's very, very tall, and Barlow does ask for it. He does want to play that type of game. Well, if you're going to play that type of a game, you're going to get that type of a game, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, you've got to look at it, Mark, and you've got to certainly say, right, the referee talking to Barlow there, Josh Barlow, has been long overdue. He's meted it out all day since he's been on the park.
Yeah, yes.
And Sirenen, I think he's met a player that's going to say, bring it on.
Yeah, bring it on. You can have it whichever way you want, tough or hard. I'll have it either way. And Sirenen's been the better player. Technically, he's a lot better player than Barlow.
Isaac Farrell then. Isaac Farrell for Swinton Lions will hit Roderick Lloyd. Roderick Lloyd is wrapped up and first tackle. Isaac Farrell then in again at the playmaker to try and find a chink. That will see the ball go back as Jack Hansen certainly wants to knock on, and eventually the referee says yes, that is a knock on. He will give lead to Bradford. Bradford just shy of their own 20-metre line. The Swinton rush to form the scrum. Stuart Little, as I've said, is sat to our left-hand side, Mark. He's absolutely animated here with that error.
Well, you alluded, Pete, to the discipline, and the team that controlled the discipline in the preamble in the game, before the game, would win the game. Well, you're probably right, and probably Bradford have just about controlled it better than Swinton. But the game's not over yet. Now, I make it 10-5, and I make it that the game should be finished.
Yes.
But I haven't got a clue what time this game's going to finish, so this show could go on till tea time. But don't go away and make a cup of tea. If you're listening, then stay listening, because this is one hell of a game, and it's a bargain basement scrap of the old-fashioned type. But boy, it's a good scrap, and it's brought to you in association. I'm getting excited with Provident supporting Bull supporters home and away.
Well, this, I won't say it's been a thriller in Manila, Mark, but it's certainly been a hit up in Europe Road, if you like. And Bradford come up with an error. The referee's there.
Well, it's certainly been a battle and a rattle, that is for sure. And it's what rugby league games are all about. And Sirenen's looking across at the Swinton pack, and he said, "You can do all you want to me all afternoon. I can take that. That's easy." And he has done. He's taught the talk, and he's walked the walk. And Bentley's played very well as well. Hallis has played well since gone, and so has Aletsky. I thought Aletsky's been immense this second half, but Bradford Bulls looking to score more points now.
So Bradford get the penalty for the high shot on Jamie Simmons. Scoring more! Broke the line! This! Unfortunately, looking for support there on the outside. Swinton come up with the ball, so that will be a penalty to Bradford, as the ball is actually pinched there from Scotty Moore, knocked out of his hands. So Bradford will get a penalty around about, what, Mark, would you say, 5 minutes shy of the Swinton try line. That will see Sam Ellis has got the ball in his hand.
He's stopped the clock as a referee. He's wanting to talk to some of the Bradford players, I think. Bradford, I think, are going to go for a penalty. Now, are they? Yes, I think they are. Now, Corey Aston's had a miserable afternoon with the boot this afternoon. So I'm not quite sure that's right. But what I would do is he stopped the clock. I would take his time with this, and at least if he doesn't belt it through the H's, Pete, the obvious thing is it's going to go dead and get the ball back. But this should be kickable by Corey Aston, and I'm just thinking out who else is out there that might kick, because Corey Aston has missed.
Well, you've got
three kicks he's missed.
You've got Smith out there that can kick.
I think I'd let Lee Smith have a go. With all due respect to Corey Aston, because.
Told Johnny Campbell has kicked a few in his time.
That's right.
So Corey Aston then places the ball on the kicking tee as we wait for this penalty conversion to be taken by the Bradford Bulls. The referee signals time back on. Corey Aston then composes himself, just looks at the sticks, takes that look up, then draws a magic line with his eye. He then strikes the ball with his right foot. That sails between the uprights, Mark. So that is converted. Maybe that might be the right decision then to take the spin out of this Swinton.
Well, that makes the score now. The Swinton Lions, Swinton 16. The visitors, the Bradford Bulls 30. You would think that's enough, wouldn't you? But given the way the game's ebbed and flowed all afternoon, who knows? because Swinton have got the ball back from the kick-off. Well, they haven't. It's been batted back to a Bradford ball. The sprint away up to the 40-metre mark, beat the Bradford Bulls.
Well, that is James Mendika.
Barlow has gone. I'm laughing because Josh Barlow, much to the ironical chance of the team, has been sent off, holding down the Bradford player, and probably any chance Swinton had of winning this game has been thrown away by Josh Barlow, who has been absolutely determined to throw his weight about, to argue with the referee, to give away penalties. And you know, you need a player like Josh Barlow in your side, but he's got to, aggression's got to be controlled, and that probably has meant that Swinton now can kiss goodbye to 2 points today, and that's hard because they've tried hard of Swinton.
Well, Bradford then get the penalty. Mark, I reckon if we look at the combined times that we've had, I reckon, what have we been playing, Mark? Around about 92 minutes?
Well, I make it 93, Pete, to be pedantic, but you know.
Yeah. Oh, James Bentley goes one way, then ducks the other. He's eventually wrapped up around about 5 metres shy, as that would have given him a hat-trick, but Scotty Moore's not finished, and Scotty Moore will lose the ball there, and I thought Scotty Moore had
I thought he got the try. He's had a good game this second half for Scotty Moore.
Yeah.
He's scooted from half back very, very quickly, causing Swinton to end the problems. A little bit of pushing and shoving again now.
It has, you know, it's the final minutes mark of this, and I think the referee now is calling out the Swinton captain and telling them to calm down. He's also calling Mikel Alaleski. Now I think that goes back, Mark, to when Mikel Alaleski come back on the park, and something happened. He was hitting the tackle mark, and he certainly wasn't happy, wasn't Mikel Alaleski, and he got up and he pointed the finger at I think it's Rod Laver that he pointed the finger at and said, right, you know, if you want it, bring it on. And again, it's good to see, Mark, that these players like Mikel Alaleski and Damien Surinam and Liam Kirk to a certain extent are now actually standing up for themselves.
Well, you know, it comes eventually. There's the penny drops that what you're going to be to become a top rugby league player, and it starts as a form of physicality. And if you're not physical, then you're not ever going to be a top rugby league forward. You've got absolutely no chance. It starts with the ticking thing under your left breast, and if you get that bit right and you get your mentality right, then the rest is down to skill, hard work and fitness. Well, and Rodri Lloyd has just done nothing but talk and chelp and chelp and chelp all afternoon. This young man's done more talking than a washerwoman down at the laundrette and or a washerman down at the laundrette, and he's done himself no favours whatsoever. And I think Stuart Little will be telling the Swinton Lions players in training this week, your discipline has let you down.
Well, it's a completely different story from when we met at Hoddle a few weeks ago, Mark. And one guy that's certainly impressed me today for the Swinton team has been the Isaac Farrell.
He's had a good game.
He's on loan from Huddersfield.
He's had a fabulous game. Yes, he has.
And he has. He's been everywhere today.
Yeah, one or two Swinton players have tried very hard. It's a shame. Gardner's tried hard. Robinson, the lad's very speedy on the wing.
Yeah.
But
Rodri Lloyd, in all fairness, Mark.
He has. He's made a nuisance of himself.
As we were speaking there, Mark, Isaac Farrell was taken in a bit of a high shot. I don't know who put the hit on him, Mark. Two teams come together. The Swinton fans around me are absolutely baying for blood here, saying get him off. Ross Peltier is in there. They're still pushing and shoving. I don't think Ross Peltier is quite happy with not necessarily with the tackle that happened, Mark, but certainly with the afters that came from it.
Farrell, I think, was it Farrell taken out off the ball?
Yeah,
I didn't see. I was watching play continue to the right hand side.
And it's Damien Surinam.
It's Surinam.
Yeah, it's Damien Surinam then, who's taking the war. I won't say for the early bat.
Well, I'm not going to condole foul and dirty play, but to be fair, if I was a Bulls player, I'd be sick of what Swinton have dished out.
Yeah.
And the referee's done nothing about it, so the referee's to blame. Now, you don't want to see anybody injured, particularly that young man, because he's had a fabulous game for Swinton, in my opinion. He's probably been Swinton's best player. But you can't blame a player for taking the ball into his own hands when the referee does nothing about it all game.
Well, Mark, we spoke at the start of the game from about the stats from our stat man, about the number of cards that have been issued when these two meet in the fixtures, and this is another 2 now to add to that tally, and the referee again, Mr. Andy Sweet. So again, you know, if you were looking at some comparisons, Mark, there's a lot of comparisons to be drawn there as to why these yellow cards have been issued, and who we had the referee on the day.
Was Barlow having a chelp on the bench? I think you'd be wise, would Barlow, to sit down and go away, because I think if it become a fisticuffs with Sheridan, I think Barlow would come off second best.
It's interesting now, Mark, that you saw the actual RFL match commissioner.
Yes, I did.
Just sort of like turn round and point to the Swinton officials and the Swinton player.
That's right.
And say, go away.
I think Barlow will be very unwise to start that one, but you know, he has been partly the catalyst for creating this today. But the referee has not controlled it, and that's what happens when you get a referee that does not control a rugby league game. I don't condone any violence or anything. I didn't see what Swinton did. I didn't see it. I'd watched the play track across. The players at which he's come with, he's had a good game. You know, but it's even Stevens on both sides. But Swinton the intent of coming out and stopping the Bradford Bulls with that sort of play, just as they did in the game here in February, and just as they did at Oxford. Well,
I think the game score-wise is beyond Swinton.
I think it is.
In all fairness, there's no clock.
Well, it's 12
here,
players apiece now.
Yeah, there's no clock here, Mark. You know, and again, it's an extended half. It's nearly 5 o'clock.
It's nearly 5 o'clock. Yeah, it's crazy, but there you go. What happens if you don't discipline your children, Pete? What do they do? Well, as lovely as they are,
that's it.
They run rings around you, don't they? Not yours, but you know,
any child.
Rugby league players are no different to anything else, anybody else. And you could see this coming all the game. The Bradford Bulls going to have to drop out now from under the post. Bradford Bulls looking tired. Ross Peltier walking back behind the post with his hands on his hips rather slowly. Still needs a stone off for me, Ross Peltier, but he's played his part in this game. Bentley Sirenen, although you could say he's tarnished his card a little bit, Sirenen, with a sending off. But for me, that was frustration boiling over. He'd done well to keep his temper. And the Bradford Bulls now, I think we're going to get the 2 points. And they deserve the 2 points. Swinton have played their part in this game. But it could have been also different. It could have been a very, very, very entertaining game.
Lee Smith goes for a short dropout. Let's see Bradford get the ball back on their own 10-metre line. Very impressive play and showing experience there. As Bradford now look to try and break the resolve of this Swinton team. And Johnny Campbell with the ball in hand will look to go one way, and then goes back the other. Pushes off the Swinton number 9 there of Anthony Nicholson. Bounces him off, but Elias McCartney will come forward for Bradford. Bradford now sit just over their own 30-metre line, around about 15 metres in from this main stand side, and the ball has been certainly put to the backs, and the backs are looking to
help out the forwards.
Help the forwards.
The trouble is they're running sideways, Pete. You've got to run straight. That's the difference. Scott Moore's going to have to kick now because it's the last tackle.
Scott Moore then kicks on the last. That will not find touch on the James Burton side, but the second player will come back into the middle of the park as the referee blows the whistle. And Johnny Campbell's down there now with a bit of an injury. And again we get another stoppage here in play. I will just say to my good lady and Mrs. Upson, we are still at work, so don't think that we're out partying. Well, time we get home tonight on this.
I wonder if this is going to be in the Guinness Book of Records as the longest rugby league game ever. Now that could be interesting. I'm sure it isn't, but you know, it could be interesting. It's been a good game. I've enjoyed it. I think well contested. Swinton have played the part in the game. They're pushing hard. They want to stay in this league, and why not? Good vociferous crowd, well knowledgeable. And you know, the rugby league needs some good teams in Manchester. It's a big city, and I'd like to see Swinton stop in this league. Whether they are going to do or not, it's another matter. But I think they're going to lose this one today. But just how long we've got left, I normally call the clock now. I just dared because I just haven't got a clue what the referee's going to do, Pete, with this one.
I tend to believe you, Mark, that we, you know, like I say, there's no clock here for us to look at. The game's been littered with stoppages in both the first half and the second half, as Johnny Campbell regathers his feet and is applauded by the Bradford fans here on in the main stand and over in the smaller Jim Burton stand. So Swinton have possession.
We haven't heard the crowd, Pete, either, have we? The crowd hasn't been given.
We've not been given a crowd at all yet, Mark.
It's very difficult for a ground you hardly come to the guest crowd.
Yeah.
I don't think there'll be 1,000 here, Pete, do you?
No.
I would say probably 700 or 800.
I'd say a similar sort of figure to what
last week. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
We're probably 400 Bulls fans, maybe.
Yeah.
500 Bulls fans.
Yeah. Peltier there, now's the ball. Well, Peltier got over 20 minutes. There's Peltier brought down. The hoot is now to bring the curtain down. And what has been an absolutely enthralling game from a neutral point of view. It's been littered with errors, littered with penalties, and littered with a bit of indiscipline from both sides. To see Damien Simon get the decision towards the end of the game, and Josh Barlow